Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, fourth-year quarterback Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. We take a closer look at Russell Wilson, the Pro Bowl quarterback in his 7th season out of Wisconsin.
So knowing the style of offense that Seattle favored or has favored during Russell Wilson's time there, raise your hand if you thought you'd see him lead the league in touchdown passes.
My hand's down right now.
That's what I thought. He only had 21 in 2016, so we didn't see that part coming. The Seahawks missed the playoffs for the first time in Russell Wilson's tenure last season, but expect that to change going forward.
Yeah, 34 touchdown passes last year on the heels of the 21 you mentioned the season before. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson flushed out right. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Ooh, with a juke. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. And here's the starting offensive unit for Seattle.
And that means my eyes go to Doug Baldwin out on the perimeter. He plays the game so hard and with such passion, but also plays it skillfully. Only one drop last season on his way to another Pro Bowl season.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wilson going to throw again. And he's got it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Vanette, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive.
It's not a great revelation to say that it's going to take a lot to replace what Jimmy Graham gave this club from the tight end position, especially in the red zone. But that had to be an encouraging sight for Russell Wilson right there as he finds one of his replacements for the touchdown.
Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Out to kick is Janikowski. Now it's Wilson. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Onto the field comes Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay offense. And for Winston this season, the touchdowns and interceptions right about even. The question, will he be wearing a Buccaneer uniform, Charles, once training camp 2019 hits?
I do believe that he will, because when you look at quarterbacking around the league, when you look at the draft coming up in 2019, he provides a much better alternative in that case than most people would. So I think that they're going to continue to work with him, give him one more opportunity in 2019. And I thought down the stretch in 2018, he did make improvements in his game.
And they didn't wait long to take a shot there, that's for sure, but it falls incomplete, and it's 2nd down. And we get a glance now at the Buccaneer offense.
And my eyes immediately go to Mike Evans. 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons to begin his career. His numbers may have dropped a little bit in 2017, but he commands respect from every defense with his height and his ability to run downfield and make a big catch.
Ready? 525.
On 2nd down, Winston again. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense. I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Levante David coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed the ball. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. As Tampa Bay works their way back out here on offense, you think about this year in total, Charles. Last year, 5-11. This year, they're going to be under 500 again. As 2018 wraps up, what do you think?
And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty is going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
Winston now to throw on first down. And Winston lost the football. The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful. And now they have to deal with second and very long. And they'll run it here. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know they're securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Jameis to throw it. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rodgers. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Spinning away. And now look at him go. 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. J.D. McKissick with officially a 103-yard return. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that one officially goes down to the books as a return for a touchdown on the kickoff of 103 yards. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Now it's Wilson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And a look at Seattle's defense.
And middle linebacker Bobby Wagner, he's playing the absolute perfect position. He's the type of guy that you build around. The cornerstone of a defense, his ability to play the run, the pass, and his leadership skills, you get the full package with him.
Now Jameis on second down. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Now Winston. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here's Russell Wilson in the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
He's going to rifle one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 49 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flush to his right. He's to the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll give it to him up the middle. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Janikowski good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out to kick is Janikowski. Now it's Wilson. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They're kind of searching for that magic elixir. You know, they're moving the football a little bit, but not with any great consistency.
I love that term you just used, elixir, right?
Old school.
Old school. I love that. Because you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense as well. All right, if you're kicking field goals, that's great. But your defense has to keep going out there and holding the other team. You're not giving them any cushion to work with, and that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes along. Put the ball in the end zone and get 6s. That's the ambrosia that they're looking for.
Ambrosia, I'm trying to erase this deficit. The first carry here for Jaquez Rogers. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's going to look deep down the field and able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. But Charles, the Seattle Seahawks, they were 8-5 going into a Week 15 game against the 49ers, a team that they had beaten 10 straight times, and then they lose that game surprisingly 26-23, and as they tried to carry momentum toward the playoffs, I was surprised at that outcome.
I was beyond surprised. I thought that game was pretty much a lock because of the momentum Seattle was bringing in, the level of play that they were bringing, and you're taking on a team in San Francisco who's on their 3rd quarterback. Although that young man, Nick Mullins, has acquitted himself quite well. But now, Seattle's got to sweat it out a little bit. The last couple of weeks of the season, trying to get one of the 2 remaining wildcard spots, they've got Kansas City in a primetime game before they end up in their last game of the season. So look out for Seattle, but at the same time, they've got some work to do.
That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. Partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Wilson on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now Wilson, flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Oh, good move at the 10. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big...
And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game. And maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage. And they tried. They just didn't get it done.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The Bucs on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Quentin Jefferson in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Gets around him. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Flush to his right. And this is caught at the 8. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Nick Vanette with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski good with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. to kick is Janikowski. Now it's Wilson. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out come the Bucs now. Yeah, they were in field goal range the last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 and a first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Ready? White 25.
Right back to him on first down. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So 1 quarter in the books here on Christmas Eve. It's the Seahawks on top here early. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. Throwing on first down. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Gerald McCoy able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. Touchdown, Seahawks. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski adds the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So that drive, 4 plays, and a nice play on the end of it, an 18-yard touchdown run. To kick is Janikowski. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Jaron Reed in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown. But those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-1 ratio here in the second quarter.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
There's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 35 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Janikowski good with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
To throw is Winston. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Hey, we got a second here. Let's go back to Week 15 following the win over Green Bay for Chicago. Happiness rained down on the field. The Bears claiming the NFC North title, but one Bear took his celebration to an extreme. I know you saw this.
Yes, I certainly did. Charles Leno Jr., left tackle for the Chicago Bears, got down on a knee and proposed to his girlfriend Jennifer. So not only celebrating an NFC North title, but now his proposal accepted by Jennifer, who will now be Mrs. Jennifer Leno Jr.? No Junior.
No Junior. By the way, smart move, because she's not going to say no in front of 60,000 people.
Well, I've seen it happen before. Not pretty, but not in this case.
After the interception, here's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. Whoosh. And again the footwork. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Wilson now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Carl Nassib in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
On these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Hey. 4 down.
Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. And even 40 yards.
Not the tallest receiver on the field, but he just shouted to admit that the little guy can't go downfield and make a big-time catch on a deep pass, because sometimes they'll just out-scrap you for the football.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Wilson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
They'll try to run with Carson. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action.
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
He'll get it up the middle. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Now this feels like old school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Here's Humphries. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready. White 25. Let's go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Winston now from the 50. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And time for us to spotlight Doug Baldwin, making his presence felt early in this one. 1st half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Buccaneers have it.
Let's be frank. frank, you hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, some news that gave us a chuckle, and we could all use that around the holiday season. Josh Johnson, a great story. He was back home in Oakland when the Redskins called to see if he'd like to join him for the remainder of the season. So how did he get to know his new teammates? Well, what did he do? He turned to the Madden game, Charles.
Yeah, and that's how you learn who they are, right? Learn what they do, have some tendencies, get some ideas about their speed and what they do well and maybe what they don't do so well. And it really helped him acclimate and got himself a big victory in Week 15 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about the bloodline of Josh Johnson, though? Also related to Marshawn Lynch of the Oakland Raiders and Marcus Peters of the Los Angeles Rams.
Pretty good company. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's Russell Wilson in the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He does have the 1 interception, Charles, but I think that's been more than offset by the 3 first-half touchdown passes.
I would agree with you. There is a blemish, but when you've thrown 3 touchdowns...
And got his man complete! Just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 73 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Wilson feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Well, surprise, surprise. 1st and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak. No running play. They decided to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
Yeah, they've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up 3rd down. They'll have to throw it anyway.
This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal.
Okay, Brandon, work with me here. Let's analyze this situation. A touchdown here, that could be the knockout blow in the 2nd quarter. But if they go for it and don't get it, that could bring life to the other sideline.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Janikowski bangs it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that, just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Winston now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Jameis Rodgers there, and that'll bring up second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Throwing, Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Jameis again. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Frank Clark in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Winston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Jameis Rodgers, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with a return.
He's at the 40. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 96 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
And Tyler Lockett does it again. Talk about being able to transition what he did in college to the NFL. And I know there were doubters, receivers because of his size. But this guy is absolutely electric with the ball in his hands.
Plays like that, that's how you become a Pro Bowl return guy. Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski adds the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. A spectacular return of 96 yards. Great blocking in front of him on special teams as well as he takes it to the end zone. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now Winston. His throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And it's 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Here's Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Wilson to throw. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve, as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. He's over 300 yards passing already. How high can he go? To find out, let's kick it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now it's Wilson. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, partner, like we always do this time of year with the holidays here and me happy for once. I want to say happy holidays to you, to your family, and to everybody out there in Madden land.
I like how you said that. Before I do go on, though, happy holidays to you, your family, and everyone out there in Madden land as well, and hope that they're safe and they're happy and successful holidays for all. But as you said, happy for once. Usually you're kind of a Grinch this time of year. What's going on?
Yeah, well, my heart grew 3 sizes this week.
I love it. I love it. Gotta get you some new clothes to accommodate that big chest.
But enjoy the holidays, everyone. Eat, be merry, enjoy your family time.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Ready? Move away.
And no run here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield, and spilling everything.
Let's go now.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Eluding, and he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bucs are able to get a score back. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Santos now to add the PAT. Santos with the extra point. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. A little juke. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. Throwing is Wilson, flushed out right. A 2nd juke. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a 1st down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that, and we've seen him do it throughout his NFL career.
We have. What are you thinking of anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm still remembering.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Third and long for Winston. And that is incomplete.
You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Winston now to throw on first down.
That's complete right around the 8. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
Well, as the play call comes in on third down, you have to think about 4-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Peyton Barber punching it in from a yard away. And the Bucs are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Now the point after try for Santos.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The road to be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now it's Wilson. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Ready? Blue 80. Let's go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback because that was awfully close.
And break, the tight end's got it. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
he wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 30 yards there. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards. So tough to cover a big tight end like that.
It changes the chalk, as one of my coaches like to say, meaning the normal things don't apply. All right, used to say, okay, there's a tight end going out. We're either going to put a big linebacker on him or maybe a safety and call it a day. Now, because of the strength of that position and the sheer number of catches that they make as well as their dexterity, sometimes you have to put a cornerback on him because he might be the primary guy going out for a pass. It changes what they do defensively, and it's usually not good for the defense. Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Here's Carson. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On third down, that's Carson. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Ready. Back 25 behind.
Jameis to throw it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. K.J. Wright able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long.
Ready. Blue lady.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And it's hard to hold a kick from this distance against him, but that is now 3 misses for him in the game so far.
3! And you wonder where his head's at right now. Kickers are a funny breed, but I have a feeling he'd love to see a 29-yarder next time to get him back in the groove.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 3rd down, that's Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Seahawks are running away with this one.
And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit. Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Escaping the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run it with Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell them, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. Room to run inside the 40. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
To throw is Wilson, and Dixon has it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. Now it's Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Get it, let's get it, let's get it.
Throwing again here, Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Wilson will throw again. Eluding the pressure right. So he got free at 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field.
Ready! Black 25!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking sideline, incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Winston. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Winston now. Throwing right, and that's complete. A Buccaneer first, Winston to Brate.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, Winston. It's a screen pass. That's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
He gets it to Humphreys. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Winston, and this is going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that... a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Wilson. And quick throw here, that's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That's going to leave him with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Let's go now. Ready? Flag!
Jameis now on first down. And Brate has it over the middle. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. It's caught right side, Dixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Going right side here, and that's complete. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and tell them they're going to turn it at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 12 more yards there and another first down. And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Ready? Blue lady.
Now Jameis on second down. Evans has it left side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Winston. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
On third down, Winston. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Flushed out right. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And that's incomplete. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. Here it's 3rd and 2. Wilson completes it to Dixon. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. To throw is Wilson. Throwing on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
To throw again is Wilson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Gerald McCoy able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. Wilson wants to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. Flush to his right. Staying on his feet. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.